All right, we're gonna start with Demetrius and then go to Jamal.
Hey Doug, could you just give us an update on Trevor?
Yeah, Trevor's progressing, obviously. He's a little bit sore, but doing better today than he did yesterday, and we'll see where he's at again tomorrow.
Do you anticipate him practicing much this week or
Yeah, it's a little bit early to tell. May may do a little something tomorrow, but I would doubt that tomorrow. Just because it's a little bit too soon, but we'll see as the week goes on.
and then just last for me, after the game you said that it seemed like the game didn't mean as much to your team as it did to the Bucks. How do you sort of remedy that situation and do you lean on the leadership council? What do you have to do?
Yeah, I mean, it's just you get in situations like that where you feel or you come away with a feeling that a team they were playing for the same things that we were playing for, right? And they did everything they needed to do to win the game, and we didn't. But yeah, you lean on the leadership council, the leaders of your team, lean on the coaches more, and just lock in and focus during the week and prepare for another game this Sunday.
Thank you.
Hey, Doug, outside of Trevor, did you otherwise make it out pretty healthy from the game?
Actually, no. Daniel Thomas broke his forearm, and he's I think it's if it was left or right. No,
Right.
possibly his right. Anyway, broke his forearm. We'll verify it, but he broke his forearm in the game, and so he's gonna miss some time. Everybody else came out okay.
And at this point in the season, when you have a slide like this one and you start talking about whether or not the team was maybe as focused as they should have been, is it tough to snap them out of it or get the confidence back in the locker room after, at this point in the year?
Well, no, not really. I just got to keep reminding him of our goals, right? And keep encouraging the guys to stay focused on that. Everything's still right in front of us. Got a great opportunity this week. To just go 1-0, and that's our goal.
And even with everything still being in control of your destiny, a win this week and a little bit of help, and you could lock up the AFC South, how important is it for them to keep that in perspective?
I think I think you got to keep that in perspective. But the bottom line too is we gotta play better. We didn't play good, on Sunday, and too many mistakes that we have to fix as coaches and players, and it's something that we've got to address, and we've got to make a conscious effort to do that this week.
Thanks, Coach.
All right, we're gonna go to D-Rock and then Mia.
Hey, Doug, can you confirm, is it a strain or a sprain of his right throwing shoulder for Trevor?
I believe the technical word is a sprain, AC
Okay.
sprain, I think is a technical word for it.
Okay. So at this point, it's too early to tell if he's going to be able to play against Carolina Sunday, right?
Correct.
Okay. What's your concern level that maybe the team is starting to tune out a little bit? I don't know if it's tune out your message or tune out the coach's message because, again, we've asked every week and it's been sort of the same issues that have cropped up every week.
I don't think that's happening. I've had conversations with players the last couple of days, and guys are still locked in and focused, and they know. Listen, I might have said this after the game. I mean, it's not like they're going out there and trying to, make these mistakes, right? I mean, we just have to be more aware of what's happening. And as coaches, we got to keep continuing to coach them up and put our players in positions to be successful on game day. So I don't feel like they're tuning out at all.
What do you attribute? I mean, this, I guess, is the fourth injury that Trevor's had this year, which is kind of unusual. Is it just bad luck? Is there, other issues that are going on, that are contributing to that? Or what do you kind of, I guess, attribute it to?
Well, no, I mean we know this game is it's a physical and it's a tough, violent sport, and injuries are going to happen, and especially to the quarterback position. all the injuries that he has sustained are all hits, all contact stuff, and it's part of it, and that's his style and that's his aggressiveness, and he's been fortunate enough to bounce back from all of them. So we'll see as he goes this week where he's at. But we've been fortunate that he's been able to be available every week so far.
Thank you.
Yep.
Hey, Doug, I'm going to read this quote from Trevor post-game. Just curious your reaction. He said, it looks like we don't even practice. The stuff that we're doing, we look lost, no sense of urgency. For you to hear that from your quarterback, what do you make of that? Obviously, knowing that he really hasn't practiced, and obviously we're at that juncture in the season, too, where you guys really can't go live that much, but obviously a pretty jarring comment.
Yeah, it is, and obviously, you're absolutely right. When he doesn't practice, maybe he feels that way. And I can see that, right? When your quarterback doesn't get the reps he needs during the week, and you're trying to get the mental reps for him, and he's also working on the concussion protocol and getting cleared from that. So I can see where he would say something like that, but. Listen, you guys are at practice. You see the way we go and what we've done, and the guys are working hard, but we've got some new faces on offense that they've got to they've got to pay attention to if we're doing kills and alerts and different things that the quarterback wants to get us into. They've got to pay attention. They've got to focus and lock in. So we've got to coach them up better. We got to make sure that they're on the same page with Trevor and our quarterbacks, and we can't make those mistakes in game, because obviously, as you know, they compound, and that's where negative plays and or turnovers have occurred, and so we've got to do our part as a staff to make sure that these things don't happen in the future.
And then just to follow up, I know you said you guys made it out clean outside of DT's injury. I know Andre and Tyson returning for the first time in 2 weeks, Breton back for the first time in 3 weeks. What did you think of those three's performance, and health-wise, where are they at?
Yeah, I think in all three cases, I think because they've missed some football and they missed some time. I think it's just getting back into game shape and understanding that, but all of them came out healthy, and it'll be a big week for them this week in practice to get to knock off some of the call it rust or whatever, to get back out there again and continue to help our team. So, they all did well. Look forward to getting back on the field, tomorrow with these guys and continuing to work.
Thank you.
Left. Yeah. DT's was left forearm. Who's up next?
Jacob was muted, but I'll just go. Yeah, Anton, he's good.
Yes, yeah. He's fine. Everything checked out. Just he got hit in the back. Was just sore. But yeah, he's fine.
And then can Cam? You see Cam potentially playing? I think this would be his week.
Yeah, this is the week we can open his window. So we'll get him back on the practice field tomorrow. Yes.
And you think he'll play, assuming everything goes well this week?
I hope so. Again, it's still a ways away, but hopeful that and optimistic that he'll be ready to go. Yes.
And Zay
will be back on the practice field tomorrow as well. And again, same thing. Optimistic, hopeful that he can get back out there.
And Doug, do you think you guys did enough to fortify or build up this offensive line going into the season?
I do. Look, we've had our share of obviously lineup changes, right? I mean, Cam was going in as our starter, but had the 4-game suspension, and Walker's out there, and then Walker goes to guard, then he gets hurt, and Shatley's back in there, and we trade for Ezra Cleveland, and we move Walker back to tackle, and here's Ezra now playing left guard, and and then bang, here comes Cam back, and so there's been no share of a revolving door, I guess, over there on the left side. So I think we got the right guys, the right guys up front. We just got to get them all playing together, the same 5 guys playing together. And that's where you get the continuity and consistency. So, we're hopeful this week, we get Cam and plug him back in. And listen, Cam brings, he brings a level of physicality. He brings some excitement and some enthusiasm to that O-line. So something that, we're looking forward to.
And if just one follow up, if all goes well, Walker Little then is your swing tackle.
I believe at this time, yes. As we head into it, we'll see where he's at. Obviously he's really sore right now too, and Ezra's sore, and so we've got some opportunities whether he's the left guard or Ezra or Shatley, moving forward. So, but if need be, obviously Walker and Blake Hance could be those two tackles.
All right, we're gonna go to Brent and then John.
Doug, do you feel like you don't know this football team right now a little bit because of all the inconsistencies from the missed tackles and everything on defense to what you're seeing on offense? I mean, is it hard to kind of build an identity, or the team that you saw a month ago, who are they now?
Yeah, I mean it's tough. It's tough because it's the things that are within our grasp or within our control. We're not doing. And a month or so ago we were doing some things extremely well, and right now we're not. And we can't. The turnovers are the biggest thing. That's the biggest thing right now. That's what's kept us from scoring points in the red zone and kicking field goals and putting ourselves in chances and positions to win some of these games here. And so to me, that's kind of the glaring statistic. And then we get behind in these football games, especially these last two, and you got to throw the ball a little bit more. So it's been tough. But the bottom line is we got to do a better job at taking care of the football, and go from there.
Do you have to settle Trevor down at all a little bit right now? I mean, with all the turnovers, with all the injuries, with maybe even it seems like he was pretty frustrated after the game Sunday. And still, I know he's played a lot of football, but he's still a young player. Do you have some of those conversations with him?
Yeah, I want to make sure that he's good. He's in a good frame of mind. But yeah, we got to continue to talk to him, and the emphasis is always on ball security. You're the quarterback that touches the ball. You and Luke touch the ball every snap. So making sure that he's right, making sure that he's seeing things, have great communication with him, put him in position to be successful too, and not not put him in I guess bad places or bad situations, right? Making sure that he's comfortable with everything that we're doing, have great communication with him, and but it's the one thing I know about this team. We've seen it in the past. We dig ourselves out of a hole, and it looks like we're going to have to do that again.
One more, if you don't mind. I know last week you spoke about desperation. You don't want to get there, but what's the difference between that, maybe a spark, and could that even be like? Would you consider taking play calling duties over again, just to say, hey, I'm going to try something here to get things going?
The one thing that I know, being around this league, look, everybody wants to point the finger at somewhere, and we've got to do a better job at taking care of the football. It's not about the plays. It's not about all the, we've got to tackle better, and we got to take care of the football. Bottom line, we do those two things. Those give us a chance to win football games. If we don't, then we're going to be sitting here, talking about this again. So to me, that's the glaring differences right now between winning and losing.
Thanks.
Go ahead, John.
Doug, you mentioned tackling. Just how much of a factor has that been over this kid, and how much does that surprise you, considering at the start of the year it seemed like that was where you guys have maybe kind of turned a corner compared to last year?
Yeah, you thought just again a month or so ago we were a good tackling football team, and doing some good things, stopping the run, at least slowing the run down, and it's a conscious effort, right? It's making sure you're doing those things in practice. You're drilling those, even though you're out of pads. You're not doing live tackling drills in practice, but you can still work the fundamentals and the details of drills and things of that nature. And again, it's just it's a mindset. It's the, playing defense is a level of physicality and having a mindset that you're going to make that tackle. So, we've got to get back to doing that. You got to get all 11 guys swarming to the football. And, that's also where takeaways can come, right? When they're punching at the ball or swiping at the ball, are all positives when you're gang tackling like that.
Thanks, Doug.
All right, we got time for one more. Go ahead, Adam.
Coach, you talked about younger players have had to come in as pass catchers, and they need to get on the same page with Trevor there. Was that the issue on the pair of interceptions? Was that he was making checks at the line and guys weren't on the same page there?
Yeah, it was. We always give Trevor some outs when it comes to the passing game, particularly on third down. And we just missed the signal. And those are the things that can't happen, because again, it makes the play worse. And so again, to me, that falls back on coaches to make sure that our players are prepared that way, that we've covered them in meetings, we've covered them in practice, so that when they get in a game, that they have all eyes on the quarterback, because we have to do that. We have to get ourselves into better plays and out of bad ones, and a lot of the nonverbal hand signal communication has to take place. So something that we're going to continue to review, continue to have in our game plan, and we got to get better.
All right.